Good evening, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on today's edition of the 6 p.m. primetime newscast on Equinoxe television. First, our major stories. After several persons identified as traitors have been kidnapped, abducted, tortured and killed by armed men in the crisis-stricken northwest and southwest regions for allegedly collaborating with security and defense forces, administrative authorities continue asking the population to, I quote, terrorize the terrorists. The call was made in the course of a security meeting in Kumba, South Life in danger. And over to sports will tell you about how former players of the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon and the Super Eagles of Nigeria, who competed in the 2000 Africa Cup of Nations, will be locking horns this time around, not for the AFCON, but for the gala match expected to take place tomorrow in Limbe. Our reporter will tell us who these players are and the outcome of that match that took place in 2000. Those are major stories. Stay with us for details and more. Thank you so much for staying with us on this edition of the 6 p.m. primetime newscast with me, Immaculate Fogwe. We begin with this news coming from the southwest region, where exporters of cocoa beans must have an administrative document before transporting their products out of the southwest region. Benau Kalabilai reiterated this order during a security meeting that took place in Kumba Mehmet Division. The governor also gave power to the armless civilians to terrorize terrorists within his area of command. Smajikan Gabriel reports.
Though relative calm seemed to have returned to the southwest region, the gruesome killing at Egbeko village, the shooting to death of a driver along the Manfi road, the killing of self-proclaimed General Bitakola with real names Bake Francis Admufako Butu, and the attack on the residence of the divisional officer of Kumba 3 subdivision are some security lapses that still give fright to the people of the southwest region as the year gradually comes to an end. Notwithstanding these obstacles, areas with some relative calm have benefited.
We have no difficulty in transporting our materials as the contractors make their use of that transport means to carry their materials to.
At the regional security meeting in Kumba, Southwest Governor Bernard Okalia Bilai has called for the protection of vigilante group, clergymen and traditional rulers who, in their own way, are fighting for peace. The cocoa sector, which has also experienced some shaking, was a bone of contention during the Southwest Regional Security Meeting, as Bernard Okalia Bilai urged the SDOs to work with those who are eligible to do business.
I'm so delighted with the decisions that the government have put in place. We are standing very strong to work according to the rules and regulations of the government to take the cocoa to Nigeria legally. I, for one, I am an exporter, a legal buyer, to assist the government recover the repatriation of funds back to the country and the traceability of our cocoa.
The security meeting was an opportunity for Southwest Regional Governor to request for a tight security in the entire region as end-of-year festivities draw near.
On the same vein, let's now take a listen to Benau Kalabilai, who further explains the security measures that have been taken to ensure the security of the population of the southwest region. He was speaking at the end of the security meeting that took place in Boya, chief town of the Mehmet Division. Take a listen to him in this excerpt.
Security of the population of the entire region during the end of year festivities are the same. During all the big events, those measures are to make sure that the circulation of people and goods in the maritime zone are under control, in the land are under control, but those measures need the good collaboration of the population, the beneficiary, the population who are to be protected. That is why we are inviting the population to collaborate. Mission will go to the field to verify what has been done, what has been declared to have been done, and it will be easy. What concerns the cocoa we are here in Kumba, because of what we witnessed. The terrorists who confiscated some farms, terrorists who are seizing cocoa from cocoa producers, and who are selling cocoa without justifying where they have harvested. The local authority, the SDO, the GOC, all the cocoa circulating must have a letter from the origin and to the destination. They call it lettre de voiture in French.
Governor Benal Kalai Bilai speaking shortly after the security meeting that took place in Kumba. And away from that, we now talk violence. Women and human rights defenders in Central Africa express worries over the rise in cases of violence meted on women in Cameroon. According to an advocate, this has been as a result of civil factors limiting their work from reaching out to women, mostly in conflict zones. They were talking in the course of an occasion, that is the International Day of Human Rights Defenders. AC Lucy Liengo was there and now reports.
Women human rights defenders in Cameroon and across the world continue to express challenges such as gender-based violence, threats, intimidation, physical and online harassment, amongst others, from both the state and non-state agents.
They stigmatize us. Talking about domestic violence is like you're pushing people to divorce, which is not the case. We're just trying to educate women on their right. So that's like one of the difficulties. Another difficulty is that even in the United States, although they are funding for those programs, they are still limited. So let's say you're working hard for a woman to have housing or a job, they're still limited. So it's still a stigmatization.
Statistics from the United Nations Women reveal that the percentage of women who participate in peace talks stands at 10%. This has had an impact on most women, mostly those in conflict zones.
It's always really difficult to take the woman from its normal place where they used to know and to bring them to where they need to know their rights as humans and to function like women and take part in the society.
To address the problems of gender-based violence, the Human Rights Defenders Network in Central Africa met today in the city of Douala with civil society organizations, human rights experts, and religious authorities to discuss on how they can work together in the fight against violence on women.
Comme solution, c'est qu'il y ait d'une part un cadre de concertation bien élaboré, bien fourni entre les défenseurs des droits de l'homme et les gouvernants, et d'une autre.
Human Rights Defenders Network in Central Africa call on other advocates not to relent their efforts in denouncing cases of violence on women in Cameroon. The International Day of Women Human Rights Defenders is observed under the theme The Power of Digital for Women and Girls.
And now in health, Cameroon received 331,200 doses of the malaria vaccines. However, many Cameroonians are questioning the effectiveness of the vaccine, while also wondering if the Ministry of Public Health carried out clinical tests in Cameroon to ensure that these vaccines are safe. Professor Leopold Gustave Lehmann, a malaria specialist, raises concerns about the effectiveness of this new malaria vaccine. Cedric Chakutio reports.
Earlier on Tuesday, Cameroon received 331,200 doses of a newly introduced malaria vaccine, this to be used in the fight to eradicate malaria in the country. The vaccine is to be administered to children of 6 to 24 months so as to protect them from malaria. However, some parents in the country say they have worries surrounding the chemical composition and efficiency of this vaccine.
Honestly, I doubt. Since Cameroon is the first African country that has it, for me, I'm really scared. Honestly, I'm really scared. They should give us assurance of such vaccine.
The question that Cameroonians are asking themselves is to know if this vaccine went through an adequate clinical test and approval. Reinforcing this fear, a malaria specialist, Professor Leopold Gustave Lehmann, says the vaccine was not scientifically tested before distribution.
Scientists were not surely not widely consulted, or scientific results here were not scientifically largely studied. So the idea of starting a public health action like that one, we are not surprised.
Again to him, administrating the vaccine on individuals without due clinical tests might lead to a disaster.
If we are talking about vaccinating them or vaccinating children 4 times, I think the population may not be ready, and the consequences can be very critical for the upcoming vaccines or vaccination campaigns.
While waiting for government response on the efficiency of the vaccine, inhabitants remain worried and are awaiting solutions.
And now we talk something else. Difficult access to potable water remains a major problem in both urban and rural areas of Cameroon. In Idea and the Senegal Maritime Division, inhabitants of Banda have been relieved of this problem following the construction of a borehole by a non-governmental organization known as Samidimong. Babla Jonathan tells us more.
Before now, potable water had been a scarce commodity in Mbanda Ecole, a neighborhood in Idea in the Senegal Maritime Division, littoral region of Cameroon. And now, she says, water is flowing in Banda. Water is flowing in our neighborhood. A group of 36 young people connected to Idea by origin, academics, or friendship decided to relieve the people of their sufferings under the umbrella of Synergie des Amis d'Idea du Monde, Samidimong non-governmental and non-profit making organization. They built this borehole in this part of Idea to ease access to potable water for the inhabitants. It is not the first time the organization is carrying out social actions in the area, and that is why its community leader says Mbanda is Samidimong's priority.
Par ma voix, la population de Mbanda voudrait ici dire solennellement 1000 fois merci à Samidimong.
Mohamedou in class of 2nd in CS of the 2nd Banda. I'm here to say you have Samidimong have put us water in Banda. We was going to the river to carry water. Now we have our water here. We are not going again to the river to carry water.
The president of the worldwide membership organization, Samidimong, Anita Rebecca Ngom, reassures the population of the quality of water flowing out of the borehole. He says, it is clean, potable. Adding that, it is the result of the efforts of the children of Mbanda.
And out of Cameroon, Niger's military junta has overturned an anti-immigration law that criminalizes the struggling or the smuggling of migrants through the country. The law was introduced in 2015 with the EU support to help reduce the flow of West Africans to Europe. Meantime, government authorities in Sierra Leone have succeeded in restoring peace after an attack that killed at least 19 people. Malaglary with our international page.
Cameroon's government has designated Sunday's disorder in which armed men attack institutions in the capital city as an attempted coup. The information minister said that gunmen had tried to subvert and overthrow the government. Report says assailants attacked a military barrack and prisons, freeing around 2,000 inmates and at least 19 people, comprising security forces and a civilian, died in the violence. Although calm has returned to Freetown Monday, gunshots were heard in Moritown neighborhoods Tuesday. And over to Niger, where the military leader, General Abdurrahman Tiani, signed an order annulling the 2015 law relating to the illegal trafficking of migrants. Tiani says this law was in contradiction with the local rules and did not take into account the interests of Niger and its citizens. Since the law came into force, surveillance has been stepped up in the desert in the northern Agadez region, a major transit point for thousands of West African nationals seeking to immigrate to Europe via Algeria or Libya. Dozens of people working in illegal migration network have consequently been arrested and imprisoned, and many vehicles used in transporting migrants have been confiscated. And elsewhere, Guillaume Soro has received a diplomatic Malian passport, and report says he will be meeting with Vladimir Putin in the days ahead. The Ivorian ex-prime minister has not disclosed his reason for this visit to Russia.
And over to sports, a replay of the 2000 African Nations Cup final that Cameroon won against the Super Eagles of Nigeria has been fixed for Limbe this Thursday ahead of the gala match at the Omnisport Stadium in Geme, Limbe. Players that made up the Super Eagles squad of the 2000 are in Cameroon to prepare for that encounter. Smagic and Gabriel Sportsman has the details.
Cameroon win the Cup of Nations. Issa Hayatou hands over the trophy.
After the 2000 Africa Cup of Nations that saw Cameroon beating Nigeria to grab the trophy in front of their million supporters, the Super Eagles team of 2000 now has an opportunity to avenge that defeat as the players touch down at the international airport in Douala. Austin JJ Okocha, who scored the equalizer during that match.
Goal from JJ Okocha. Lagos goes berserk. JJ Okocha has driven Nigeria right back into the African nations. Wind assisted, except there is no wind here.
It's amongst the players who are in Douala. Apart from Austin, JJ Okocha, Tijani Babangida and Joseph Yobo are in Cameroon to play against the same squad of the Indomitable Lions that defeated them in 2000 to clinch the trophy.
And he's won it for Cameroon. He's won the Nations Cup for Cameroon after an astonishing shootout.
Upon their arrival in Douala, the former Lions were also present, amongst them Joseph Bell Antoine, Chutam Bernard, Pius Ndefi, and a host of others. The gala match that will bring together the Indomitable Lions of 2000 against the Super Eagles of Nigeria will be played at the Omnisport Stadium in Geme, Limbe this Thursday beginning 3 p.m.
There's a lifeline.
And now we take this advertorial after the success of My Orange and other Orange Money applications with more than 22 million users per day. Orange is launching a new platform known as Maxit, its super app, which brings together telecom, financial services, and e-commerce in the world. It's making it easier for users. We have details in this report.
After the success of the My Orange and Orange Money applications with more than 22 million users per day, Orange is launching Maxit, its super app which brings together all the telecom, financial services and e-commerce in the world, making it easier for its users. Maxit is an application designed to be a real mobile service portal to facilitate the life and digital experience of all users in the African continent, whether they are Orange customers or not. Maxit brings together in a single interface on smartphone 3 essential services, which are telecom functionalities to manage a mobile or fixed line, and a universe of e-commerce offering digital content, to which is added an innovative digital payment allowing customers to manage transport costs and other electronic purchases.
Maxit is a super app, and Maxit is supposed to help our customer and to facilitate the life of each day. In example, if you want to command a taxi, you can make it with Maxit. If you want to buy food, you can make it with Maxit. Maxit will be in the center of your life and facilitate your life of every day.
For the top management, Maxit perfectly reflects Orange's spirit of innovation in Africa and the Middle East.
The second advantage for Cameroonians will be to be able to monetize the digital content in Maxit. You know, today we have this challenge in Cameroon and in all African countries where it's actually very difficult to the digital talent to monetize the content. So with Maxit it will be possible actually to monetize, to put the content in the marketplace and make sure that actually customers can actually pay for the content.
Orange, having chosen Cameroon for the launching of this great app, gave their subscribers and culture fans a memorable concert. a concert which saw artists such as Petit Pays, Fadilo Sorcier, Davido, and many others. The concert was appreciated by the thousands of fans present.
All of us, we are very happy, we are excited, because it's just like, in fact, we were not expecting if we can see a star like Davido. Yeah, Orange has done a very good job, because this occasion is free, so I'm very glad, I show gratitude to Orange.
While capitalizing on his history with Africa and the Middle East, Max 8 is available in 5 African countries, which are Cameroon, Senegal, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Botswana, and will be deployed in waves to always be close to their subscribers. With Max 8, life becomes easier.
And that editorial on one of the leading telecommunications company right here in Cameroon put an end to today's edition of the 6 p.m. primetime newscast on Equinoxe TV. Thank you so much for your keen attention. Have a wonderful evening in a company of more interesting programs on ETV.